Let's dive into weekly training. We are going to focus on our Apex product. We recently launched. We're very excited about this new product. And specifically today, we're going to focus on understanding the protection plan that goes along with Apex. We've had a lot of questions, and I want to make sure you really understand how this works because it is awesome and you're going to love it. Let's start with just a quick Apex program overview so that you really understand what Apex is. Apex is designed to be an asset acquisition targeted for passive income. That's what Apex is. The unit itself is the asset that you can purchase and put to work for you for passive income. How do you do that? Well, you have an opportunity for that strong monthly and aggregate return potential because of SafeTech offering a monthly lease on those Apex units. No time, energy, or effort is required beyond that initial purchase. You simply purchase the equipment, it does the work, you collect the check, true passive income possibility. And the original purchase is 100% protected and returned. Now notice it doesn't have any caveats about the performance of the equipment. It's truly designed on the original purchase price, 100% protected. That's where the protection plan comes in. Now, what we want to do today is focus on each one of these key players so that you understand the program, how each player fits in that program, and especially how the protection plan works. Let's start with the asset, which is Apex. So introducing the asset Apex. It is a proprietary combination of software, hardware, and firmware that produces a high-powered data processing system. It's been proven to be very effective, highly efficient at its processing capacity with unmatched computing speed, flexibility, memory, and power. The idea behind this is that leveraging that allows us to capitalize on the emergence of data technology. Now, data technology is a huge emerging space, and we've had a lot of people say, why data technology? Why are you interested in this? Guys, I can tell you that people who have been in this world have been watching, and they call it the IT era. They say it's moving from an IT era to a DT or data technology era. Let me give you an example you'll understand when it comes to data technology. Think about a photograph. You used to take a photograph, and that's all that photograph was a photograph. Now, you take a picture on your smartphone. It attaches your location, the weather at that location, the people that you're with. It automatically tags and organizes based on time, event, location, weather, and everything else in your own albums and storage. It moves them into the cloud for you for storage capacities and organizes once it's there. Think about how much data is being coupled now with just a photograph. Think about the medical field. It used to be you walked in for a scan, it was a 2D scan of your body. Now you go in, everything is 3D. Think of the number of additional pixels necessary to move everything from 2D to 3D. Look at your television sets, every game that's coming out. I used to be the pro of Mario Brothers, right, back in the day, but think about how flat that game is comparatively. You go from left to right on the screen. You go save the princess. You fight off the dragon that only goes one-dimensional. But now every video game is 3D. You can go 360 degrees. You can go left, right, center, backwards, everywhere because it's all 3D graphics and animation. That is all data. Who's going to process all of that data? How does all of this 3D rendering, artificial intelligence, data components piled all together, how does it get used? What happens to it? Every ounce of that is what's happening in the data technology world, and we plan to be a significant player in that world through SafeTech. Now, SafeTech is where the lease portion of this program comes in. SafeTech is owned by a publicly traded company called InvestView. That's right. SafeTech is a sister company to Kuvera and is another wholly owned subsidiary of InvestView. They are separate and isolated because their entire focus is on generating this world-class data mining and processing facilitation so that they can use these Apex units to truly emerge as a leader in the data tech space by leveraging all of that processing power. Now, speed to market in this space is imperative because it's a constantly evolving and booming space. So they're choosing to allow individual owners to own an Apex unit and then lease that equipment back from them so that they can cut back on upfront costs, increase scalability and profitability right out of the gates for a great model to truly attack the data technology marketplace. That is where SafeTech comes in. Now, the protection plan, or TPI, which is Timeless Protect, that protection plan is truly an innovative investor and client cashback protection program. The money that you pay 25% more on your unit to get protection plan added to it. The money goes into something called TPI Trust, or Timeless Protect Inc.'s Trust. It is managed by a third party, Clariant Capital, that has 50 plus years of experience in managing these types of financial vehicles. TPI Trust, the principal units going into TPI Trust, or those principal monies, is actually insured through a group called Jones Brown, who holds a Lloyd's of London insurance policy on the initial principal going into that trust. Each customer is then guaranteed to receive 100% of their initial purchase price back at the end of 12 years. So essentially, your money goes into a trust. It goes to work. They're putting that money to work. And it is earning them money year over year over year over year over year, to the point where they're then comfortable saying, great, we'll let you cash out this money because you've put it on loan to us all these years. We'll let you cash that back out, again, protecting that initial capital. It has nothing to do with the performance of your equipment. It is better than insurance because it is about your protecting of your initial principal, and you get it back whether this goes fantastically well. You go for 5 years, capture all of your lease payments, you still get your original principal back through this protection plan. Now, to help you understand, we put together a simple little graph to make sure you understand the flow of how all of these pieces come together. So you, as the customer, purchase an Apex unit. You fund that with that purchase agreement there. Then it comes down into the two parties. You have SafeTech, which is then taking that money and putting that equipment online and giving you back your lease agreement, and Timeless Protect, who is then ordering and creating for you this protection program. Now, with that, they then take the money and stick it in that TPI Trust, and they take the other portions of that money that is used for operations and additional insurances, which they go through Jones Brown and secured Lloyd's of London insurance on your money coming in, and that principal balance that's sitting in the trust working for you day after day after day. Now, the reason why this works this way is because when you take that money, so you take 25% of your purchase, or $2,750, added to your $11,000, your unit is now $13,750. But it guarantees that cash back like this. You can cash 33% after 5 years, which is a little over $4,500, 66% after 9 years, and 100% after 12 years. Why the discrepancy? Why the difference in these pieces? Let me tell you. 33% after 5 years is because your money has been in that system working. It's been in that system working for 5 years. Now, after 5 years, because you only put $2,750 into that trust, if you realize, it has not generated enough money for them to go in and say, yeah, we'll give you $13,750 after 5 years. The money has to be used long enough to create enough capital in that trust to give you back the original principal. That's why after 9 years, they say, great, we're comfortable giving you 66%. After 12 years, we're comfortable giving you back your entire 100%. They give you the option for cashing in along the way. Now, keep in mind, if you cash in, you're forfeiting anything remaining. Now, people say, well, wait a second, why is that? Where's the rest of my money? If you pull your money out of the trust and it's no longer generating monies, you are taking the amount of money your money has created up until that point. So hopefully that makes sense to you. So you can choose to cash in at these different dates, but once you do, you're forfeiting any potential remaining balance. Now, let's look at the financials, because you might be thinking to yourself, well, wait a second, doesn't that mean this is actually more expensive? It's really not. I will pay $13,750 for the unit. I get a $500 lease coming back for 60 months. And after 5 years, let's just do the 5-year example so that everything's inside of 5 years for comparison. I cash in $4,500. Now, I collected $30,000 over the 60 months. Now I've got my I've got my cash in. So over 5 years, my total collected was $34,500. My profit, if you take out the $13,750, was $30,787, nearly $31,000. Now, if I do without the protection plan, I pay $11,000 for my unit. I still get $500 on the lease, so $30,000 after 60 months. But if I take out my $11,000, then my profitability goes down dramatically, right? So your protection plan gives you better financials. Now, let's do the buy four, get one free example. Now with the buy four, get one free example on the Apex units, you are buying 4 Apex units and getting one free for a total of 5. You're going to pay $13,750 for those 4 units, which brings the cost to $55,000. But you do have a 5th unit that you got for free. So you have 5 units times $500. That gives you $2,500 a month for 60 months. You do that for 5 years, you're at $150,000 over the 60 months. If you want to cash in after 5%, you get 33% of your total $55,000 back for $18,000. That makes that $168,000 over 5 years. Take out your original $55,000 and you have $113,000 profit after 5 years. Now, without the protection plan, again, you're buying 4 units for $11,000. That's $44,000 in total cost. You're still getting the 5th unit for free, so you have 5 units times $500. That's $2,500 a month for 60 months. That generates $150,000 over that 60-month lease. Take out the original cost of $44,000, and you're left with $106,000. Again, look, even though you're paying more up front, look at the difference after 5 years. You're still generating more money with the protection plan, even though it's costing you more, and you're mitigating the risk. Guys, the reason why the protection plan is so powerful is risk mitigation, okay? So think about this. Again, the summary. You purchase an Apex unit. SafeTech leases that unit from you for a monthly passive income for 60 months, and then Timeless Protect provides that cash back protection on that purchase. Guys, this is a powerful program. And it's a powerful program because when you're talking to friends and family, when you're talking to people that you love, and it involves money, anything that you can do to provide security, to provide risk mitigation is going to be important, because we understand that money gets in the way of relationships sometimes. And we want to make sure that everything that we do recognizes not only your opportunity to share this with others and improve their financial lives, but also mitigates the risk that ever might come into their financial life because of the program you introduced them to. These units, this data technology space is enormous. These units are powerful. The way SafeTech is working with these units inside of data technology is a tremendous business model. And your ability to protect that initial principle through Timeless Protect makes the whole thing come together in such a powerful and profound way. Now, why do I love the concept? I love the concept of Apex, guys, because not only is this a great, unique program that nobody else has, it truly creates passive income, but it can be coupled so well with our existing product lines.